Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Sunday night webinar. This is Kim Danke, your fast track instructor, and I am super excited to be here with you tonight because you know what tonight is? Tonight is the night that if you listen to the information and you start to apply it, it can change your life. This is the information that you've always needed to know, but somehow it's just kind of hidden, but not anymore. Okay. You're here, you're going to learn it. If you apply it, you'll get results. If you're on Facebook, please say hello. Let me know that you are here. If you are a Shibboleth member, please let us know how much weight you have lost. Hey, Marla, Polly, Rose, James, and Sherry. Hello, everybody. Thank you for saying hello, Rose. And thank you for the compliment. Just got my hair cut yesterday. So Shibby Shop Sherry was telling me that she liked it. Those of you that are on the Zoom room, most of our members and some of our members are here. Thank you, Marla. Some of our members are on Facebook. Some of our members are here in the Zoom room. The Zoom room is the place where you have the most interaction without a delay. On Facebook, there's a slight delay, so I'm thankful that y'all have popped into the Zoom room. But I'm going to tell you a little tip. When you click your chat button, ladies, do me a favor. Go ahead and click where it says all panelists and then choose all panelists and attendees. Okay. That way, when you type in something, we all can read it, not just me. Because if it says all panelists, that's just me. But if it says all panelists and attendees, that's everybody. Hey, Julie. Hey, Tina. Hey, Becky. Thank you, Becky. When y'all hop on here today, please tell me where you're from, if you're new or you're here for a restart, okay, because we do have lots of people need a restart. And I would love to know how you heard about Shibboleth, where you're from, too. Yeah, I got you, Marla. Hey, Robin, thank you. Yep, yesterday you saw me with about 4 more inches on my hair. Hey, is it Jan? Janne? Is that Jan? Hi, Jan. So those of you that are catching us on Facebook, I want to tell you that you're catching something special. What you are catching right now is you're catching Shibboleth in a nutshell. You are catching the lifestyle overview. If you take and apply the things that I teach you tonight to your daily life, then you can do this lifestyle, okay? So if you're catching me on Facebook, please share. We don't have a marketing department. The share button is our marketing department. So if you don't mind, click the share button. You don't even have to write a post about it. Just hit share now after that and send it off, okay? That'll help us so very, very much, and we'd appreciate it greatly. If you're finding this on Facebook, you can go to SHIEBOLETHdeals.com, SHIEBOLETHdeals.com, and then what you do is you join. $59 for a lifetime membership right now. That ends tomorrow night at midnight. So go ahead and grab yours today. You get all kinds of awesomeness for that $59. Don't think about it. Just do it and then come to class every night this week. Okay. So y'all grab that. When you join, make sure that you put in the person's name that told you about Shibboleth, because we don't have a marketing department. We like to thank our members for sharing Shibboleth. So please let us know how you heard about it. Okay, Joseph. Hey, Joseph from Texas. Jonathan Montgomery. Awesome. Rose started on Thursday and she's already down 4 pounds. That's awesome, Rose. And she is from Missouri. And Joseph finished fast track. Awesome. Now, Joseph, I got a question for you. Does that mean that you just earned your badge, or did you complete every task in all 7 laps? Because that's really completing fast track. So I want to see which one you did. Please let me know. Okay, those of you who are in the Zoom room, let's see. Tina Cave is here. She's restarting from Rome. Donna Davis is new from Flowery Branch. Christy Chapman, awesome, told you about Shibboleth. Hey, Christy Medley, new from Rockmart, Georgia, heard about it from a friend. June Fowler just signed up from Buford, Georgia. Awesome, good. And Lisa Sampley from Rock Spring. And Julie Doan, I hope I'm saying that right, Doan. I'm new here. My friend invited me. I'm from Florida. We're so glad you're here. Hey, Dawn from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and Kay from Jessup, Georgia. Christy told you about it. That's awesome. Marilyn Lewis from Pennsylvania, new member, welcome. Hey, Amy from Dawsonville, heard about it from a friend. And Kathy from East Tennessee through another member. And Susie, hey, Susie. And Cindy, Kevin and Cindy, new from Kennesaw. That's where I am, Cindy. And Norman from Indiana, or Norm from Indiana, and Susie Brooks from Fort Myers, Florida, heard about it from a friend. Well, I'm glad that the good news, the secret to weight loss and wellness is now in your hands. I'm not joking you. I'm not making that up. Travis Martin has cracked the code on childhood and adult obesity if you're willing to listen. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Awesome, Joseph. Awesome. Now, after you earn your badge, what that means is your full food library, recipe library, and restaurant guide are now open to you, and that will help you finish all the rest of the laps. So good. So make sure that y'all are doing every step in every lap of Fast Track because it is methodically built to build upon each other, okay? Hey, Diane from Columbus, Mississippi. So glad that you are here. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and get started. And hold on, I got to write a number down. Thank you. Now I'm going to share my screen with you. And what we're going to do tonight is we are going to go over the Fast Track, the lifestyle overview. So I actually am an FAA certified drone pilot, okay? And when I fly my drone way up in the sky, I get a great overview of a piece of property. I can see the overview of a home, and I can see all of those things. It's more than what I can see from just down here on the ground, okay? So what we're going to do tonight is we're giving you the aerial view. What are the things that you have to do to make, to live the Shibboleth lifestyle and start to have success? Now, I'm going to share this PowerPoint with you. If you have questions, please feel free to type them in the chat and I will answer them at my stopping points, okay? And then, hey, Lynette, glad that you are here. And so just ask questions as you have them and I will stop and answer those all along. Now, sometimes when people feel like they're not going to see this information again, they screenshot their screens. Y'all don't worry about doing that. This information is going to be on the website for you, so you don't need to do that. If you're going to do anything tonight, I would suggest that you take notes if possible, okay? That would be awesome. Because I ask you some questions tomorrow night in tomorrow night's webinar that come from what I tell you tonight. And the most important thing that you can do is write down the action steps that you need to start taking tomorrow to already start seeing great results. So this is the Shibboleth lifestyle. I am your Fast Track instructor, Kim Danke. Hey, Tanya, I love those thumbs up and check mark. Just my little story. I always knew that there was something that if I just got my hands on it, it would give me the answers. And I'm going to tell you, I am thrilled that Shibboleth is it. I got my hands on Shibboleth back in April of 2019. I wanted to lose 35 pounds. I did that in 3 months. I went into our maintenance program, lost another 15 pounds that I didn't even know I had to lose. So I got down to 135 from 185. So I had a 50-pound weight loss. I have now been maintaining that 50-pound weight loss for 20 months. And y'all, if you've ever dieted or done anything, you know that maintaining it's where it's at. You need to be able to maintain. And you can do that with this lifestyle because it's practical, sustainable, and fun. And we're going to teach you how to do that over the course of this week. Thank you, Diane. Thank you. Okay. So what I'm going to do tonight is we're just going over the basics because it's sort of like you are learning a new language. When you read documents, when you look at our website, when you read posts on Facebook that are about Shibboleth, what are these people saying? Why are they talking like that? So we're going to tell you exactly what we're saying by going over this information tonight, okay? And it's not hard. It's just that if no one has ever explained it to you, how are you gonna know, okay? Hey, Mary, glad that you're here. So we have 2 modes in Shibboleth, just 2. Weight loss mode, maintenance mode. There's 3 differences between the 2 modes, just 3 differences. 1, the number of holidays that you can have in a calendar month. We'll talk about what a holiday is in just a second. 2, hey, Michelle. 2 is how you eat fruit. It might sound funny, but that's how you eat fruit. And 3, your mindset. You might be here right now and you might be thinking diet. You might be thinking diet, okay? And I'm just going to say when most people start a diet, they're excited and they're ready to go. So just let it be, okay? Just enjoy that mentality. But by the time we get to maintenance, this can no longer be a diet. It has got to be your lifestyle. It has got to be what you do day in, day out, no matter what. Okay. So there's 3 differences between our 2 modes: number of holidays you can have in a month, how you eat fruit, and your mindset. We're going to move from diet mindset to lifestyle mindset. All right. There are 2 types of days on Shibboleth. You simply have what we call a perfect day or a holiday. A perfect day is a day where you're hitting every component of what we call the Shibboleth shield. You're hitting each of the components of the shield. A holiday is a day where you're not meeting some component of the shield. And when you are in weight loss mode, oh, well, I'll go into that on the next slide. But I do want to tell you, a lot of you have joined as a lifetime member, as the Tiger's Eye lifetime member. And when you go into your journal to journal your first day and you click on the drop down menu, you're going to probably see 10 different types of days there. What I don't want you to do is get confused. In the beginning, you're only focused on a perfect day or a holiday. All those other types of days that are listed are variations of perfect days, but they come along with advanced knowledge. All we need to do is get basic Shibboleth down right now. All those other days are advanced knowledge, but they are types of perfect days, okay? But really right now, y'all give me some hearts or some thumbs up that you got me. We're just going to keep it simple in the beginning. We don't need anything more advanced than what I'm going to teach you. Okay, I see some hands raising up. Thank you. Perfect day or holiday. That's all we're going to do right now. Awesome. Thank y'all. Thank you. Okay, so how many holidays are allowed? When you are in weight loss mode, you can use up to 6 holidays in a calendar month. Okay, now I've got this in my head. You are starting at an awesome time. June 1st is coming up on Tuesday. And what I like to do with my holidays is I like to look at my calendar. And am I going out of town? Is there a birthday, an anniversary, or an actual holiday? And is there anything else I need to pay attention to on the calendar? Yes, that's right. That's right. Diane says, keep it simple. She says, kiss, keep it simple, sweetie. I love it. That's a nice way to put that, Diane. But once you get to maintenance, you can use up to 12 holidays in a calendar month if you would like to, okay? But right now, everything that I talk about in this in this fast track week is 6 holidays. That's what I'm going to talk about, 6. Because you don't want to go over 6 because then you won't get the results that you want, all right? And that's what we are. We are very results driven for your sake. We're very results driven. So how do you have a perfect day? You follow the Shibboleth shield. Now think about this. A shield, when you go into battle, is there to keep you safe. And if you follow the components of the shield, it will keep you safe and you'll get great results. Okay. After 2 perfect Shibboleth days, you get into EFB, efficient fat burning. So we want to be in efficient fat burning. We want to be in efficient fat burning as often as possible, and I'm going to talk about that on a slide later in the presentation. But EFB, efficient fat burning, means that your body is using stored energy for the energy that it needs rather than easily accessible sources of energy. This is important because what are we trying to burn off of our body? Y'all say it out loud right now to yourself. What are you trying to burn off your body? Stored energy. There's another word for it. Y'all probably said it out loud, but it's stored energy. Okay. And if we can find and get to the stored energy, that stuff's going to burn off. But this is how you do it with the Shibboleth lifestyle. So there are 5 components to the shield: water, journal, combinations, portions, and timing. So all 5 of these. So before Shibboleth, I didn't have any standards to follow. When you don't have standards to follow, it's harder to be successful. So I'm going to teach you the standards tonight. And then your daily objective is to meet those 5 things. You just focus on doing those 5 things every single day, and the results are going to be awesome. So component number 1 of the shield is water. You need to drink at least half a gallon of water every single day. Be shooting for that gallon. The more you get in, the better. But sometimes people have to work themselves up to it. But half a gallon as a minimum to say that you have met this component of the shield. That would be 64 ounces up to 128 ounces. Now, this is very important. We can talk a full hour or more on water and how helpful it is, but let's just point this out. A dehydrated body will not efficiently give up fat or waste. And we need both of those moving out of our body as we do what we do. So a lot of what we're going to do in this very first week is we're going to normalize our hydration levels. And this is extremely important. So you've got to get your water in. Component number 2 of the shield is to journal. We're going to write down everything that we eat. This is extremely important in the area of behavior modification. We are so used to walking by that bag of chips and just popping one in, walking back by and popping in an Oreo, walking back by and popping in a pretzel, walking back by and popping in a cookie. We're just used to doing that. So now we're going to write down everything we eat. Well, that's going to stop you, and it's going to make you think about popping that into your mouth. And you're going to go, oh, wait a minute. I'm not going to do that. That's not part of what I'm doing now. I am not going to do that. And so it will stop you from making those decisions, hopefully. Now, if you take it serious, it will. Okay. So journal everything. You are now a citizen of planet Shibboleth, and there are no idle bites on planet Shibboleth. Okay. So if you bite it, you write it. If you nibble it, you scribble it. If you drink it, you ink it. And if you hog it, you log it. Okay. We have got to write down everything that we eat. And let me just tell you, sometimes writing down the hogginess helps you figure out why you were doing that. We have got to retrain our brain, and we have a massive amount of unlearning to do. Okay. So at this point in time, I'm going to stop because I'm going right into the combinations next. And I've got to tell you this: forget everything that you thought you knew about nutrition. Just absolutely forget it. Because I had to too. I had studied all kinds of things because I'm an educator at heart. I have a master's in education. I used to be a school teacher. I used to be a principal. I am an educator. So I was always reading books to try to find the secret. And I know a lot of great information from reading those books, but none of them helped me lose any weight. Okay. Shibboleth did. But I had to just forget anything that I thought I knew. See, sometimes the things I think I knew keep me prideful, and I won't let it go. But when you don't let things go, you're not willing to do what works. Okay. So that's why it's very important. Wipe out anything that you thought you knew and just do this, because you're here for results. Okay. And sometimes we have to go back into the basics and then move forward. And then if there's some other things that you'd like to incorporate, we can help you do that. In fact, we probably have it in the lifestyle already. Okay. But just let's get the results by following what we teach you. So we're going to journal every single day. Component number 3 of the shield is combinations. I would just like to yell, secret alert right now. This is one of the secrets of Shibboleth. So we are going to eat properly combined meals. We're going to eat in a way that controls insulin, aka the fat bus. We call insulin the fat bus. I'll explain why in a second. Properly combined meals keep away the fat bus. This is a biggie. This one is huge. Out of the 5 components that we've talked about, water That's not hard. Just start getting your water in. Journaling, just writing down what you eat. That's not hard. Combinations, it's not that it's hard. It's just that you've got to put some meals together that you like. Okay. And we'll work on that this week because we've got classes every night at 7:30 this week, and that'll help you lead you to that. Portions, we just got to learn how to portion control and timing. We'll talk about that in a second. But if you, out of those five things that you want to do every day, only one of them has to do with food. But it's major, right? Because we got to know what to eat. So what I'm going to tell you is I'm just doing this quick slide here, but in just a minute, I'm going to go over one slide more tonight, but tomorrow night, there's one full hour on simple food combining. So you do not want to miss tomorrow night, okay? Component number 4 of the shield is portions. Now, most of the time when you get on the scale and you think, oh my goodness, I cannot believe that I am at that weight. I have got to do something about this. Don't you automatically think I need to eat less? Most people do, and it's true. This is why we have the portion part, okay? But this is how we portion control, and I'm thankful for it. We do not have to calorie count. We do not have to macro count. We do not have to count points. We don't have to count anything. We simply use our hands, and these are our measuring tools. We carry these with us wherever we go. We are never without our measuring tools. There is no excuse not to be able to measure your food because you've got your measuring tools with you. We simply close our fingers, move our thumbs out of the way, put our fingers together as close as possible, lower our hands down over our food, and we look. If you cannot see your food sticking out around your hands, then you've portion controlled. Do you know what that's going to do for you? That is going to help you get into the calorie deficit that you need to be in to lose fat. So if you're taking notes, write this down. There are 3,500 calories in 1 pound of fat. In order to lose 1 pound of fat, you've got to be in a 3,500 calorie deficit. It doesn't happen overnight. That happens over a course of days. But what we do is we supercharge our results with the combinations that I just mentioned, okay? So to get the results that you want, got to be in a calorie deficit and control insulin. And that's those two things work together. So we're going to eat from a 6 to 8 inch plate using the 2-hand rule. But no matter what size plate you're being served from, 2 hands. That's it. Your stomach is not bigger than that. Okay, it's not bigger than that. Right now, possibly it's kind of stretched out, but it's not bigger than that. So we don't want to do any more than what fits underneath our hands. Otherwise, we're stretching out our stomach, and we don't want that. Okay, so we've been over 4 of them: water, journaling, combinations, which is eating in a way that controls insulin, portions. All right, there's 5, but these 4 must be met in order to say that you've had a perfect day. Number 5, timing is for optimization. The reason it's for optimization, and we don't tell you that it has to be met exactly for you to have a perfect day, is we're all living different lives. We all wake up at different times, different jobs, different family situations, different things going on. So timing and what we tell you about this one is for optimization. So you would not want to have more than 3 meals in a day. So, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If you don't eat breakfast, don't worry about it. You don't have to eat breakfast. You could just go straight to lunch. That's okay. But 3 meals a day, but no more than 3 meals a day. We would like for you to have them 4 to 6 hours apart. So what you're doing when you're giving yourself 4 to 6 hours between meals is you are giving your body an opportunity to have a break from digesting. See, there's a lot of digestive issues out there, and it's because we never give our body a break from digesting. So the digestive system is a machine. And if you have a machine that you never give it a break, it's eventually going to break down. And there's a lot of digestive issues. So we need to not be grazing all day. Got another little teaching tool. This is a cow. He grazes, okay? But he was designed to graze. He has a stomach with 4 chambers that is designed for grazing. We do not. We are not meant to graze. So let's eat breakfast if you want to, 4 to 6 hours, eat lunch, 4 to 6 hours, eat dinner, that kind of thing. Or I'm a person that eats extremely early and then I just kind of intermittent fast into the night, but because I like breakfast. So, but I get my breakfast, lunch, and dinner in. So you just figure it out. But it's got to be 4 to 6 hours apart when possible. If you miss that, it'll still be all right as long as you don't do more than 3 meals a day. Now, a lot of times when somebody's starting Shibboleth, they are coming off of grazing habits. And it might take a minute to get you out of that habit. So we want you to know the things that you can do. Now, we do call this using these things in a moment of mental weakness because, we really could make it from breakfast to lunch, lunch to dinner. Now, in the beginning, our body might not be happy about it, but we just kind of figured it out. It's like, do you want to feel better? And let's boss our body around. Let's quit letting our body boss us around. Let's boss it around. So in a moment of mental weakness, we can utilize things called freebies, an extra, or a snack. Freebies are technically unlimited, but I don't want you to see it that way because you still want to not be grazing, okay? But you can use them when you need to. You could do up to one extra in a day. And when people ask me what that is, I say, oh, it's just something a little extra. Kind of like when you go to Chick-fil-A and you order their diet lemonade. Their diet lemonade is not 0 calorie. Sometimes when you order diet, you think it is. It's got 50 calories in it. And so we have to count that as something. So it's an extra. And so you'll learn about those little things. That's just a little stuff that makes this practical, sustainable, and fun. And you could do up to one snack in a day. But keep in mind, we are trying to stop grazing. Grazing hurts our body. And I'm just going to tell you right now, lots and lots of healing will happen living this lifestyle. All right. Whether it's physical, mental, emotional, spiritually, lots of healing will happen if you let it. Okay. Now, let's say that we eat breakfast and then we have an extra, and then we eat lunch, then we have a snack, and then we eat dinner, and then we have freebies all night long. That looks like grazing, right? But I want you to keep in mind that actually would still be a perfect Shibboleth day. Now, is there a better Shibboleth perfect day? Yeah, maybe you cut out that snack, okay? That would be a better one. Yes, I love that, Michelle. Maybe that would be a better one, okay? But then if you went to just 3 meals a day, which is what I did in weight loss mode, I just did 3 meals a day. That's one of the best Shibboleth perfect days. Okay. So you can see how this one, depending on what's going on, depending how you're feeling, as long as you don't use more than one extra, more than one snack, or go more than 3 meals, you can still call that a perfect day. So is everybody understanding what I'm meaning by this? Okay. You've got your guidelines. Less is best, but you don't want to go over. If you go over, it's not a perfect day anymore. Y'all understand that? I see some hands raised. Awesome. Thank you. Y'all give me some thumbs up on Facebook if you understand and everything, because I want to make sure that we get it. All right. Awesome, y'all. Thank you. So there are 5 components that we've just gone over. Do you see how these are just things that you're going to start doing every day? You know what I started calling these? My 5 daily disciplines. They needed to be done. And I just do them. Thank you, Heidi. Thank you. Awesome, Ashley, taking her notes. Okay. This slide right here, thank you, Tanya. This slide right here is going back to component number 3 of the shield, combinations. So how do I put together a properly combined meal? Well, you're going to need to know that we categorize all whole foods and many other boxed and packaged foods into categories. So you need to know the category numbers and then what they are. So I'm going to go over and read those to you, and then we're going to go over this chart, and we're going to talk about what you do and don't do together to control insulin. So category 1 is a lean protein, or LP. Category 2 is a fibrous carb, or FC. Category 3 is an energy carb, or EC. Category 4 is a protein plus fat, or PF. Category 5 is fruit, also known as antioxidant carb. And I'm pointing that out because every once in a while in some of our documents, you'll see antioxidant carb instead of fruit. And I want you to have already been informed of that. So AC would be antioxidant carb. Category 6 is superfood. And category 7 is shellfish, SHF. Superfood is SF, superfood, and SHF is shellfish, which is really just a lean protein. Okay, we're going to talk about that. Let's see, Julie. This is John. What if you were doing CrossFit? Does your protein count as a meal or not? I'm not sure I understand the question, but are you like a protein shake, like a meal replacement shake or something? Is that what you're talking about? Now, what we this is, I do want to tell you this. Exercise is good and it does help burn extra calories. But one thing you cannot ever do is you can't ever build muscle and lose fat at the same time. It is impossible. But doing exercise, okay, John, there are some things that you can use for before a workout. I'm going to talk about that in the end, okay? I mean, I'll come back to your question in the end and try to direct you to the right place. But when you are exercising, and this is a good point for everybody, to build muscle, you've got to be in a calorie surplus. But to burn fat, you've got to be in a calorie deficit. So if you're trying to lower your body fat, your percentage, you want to make sure that you are in that calorie deficit. Now you can keep exercising, but what you don't want to do is you don't want to add calories just because you've exercised. You're kind of like defeating the purpose. So is it, John, is it a protein shake? So it's a protein shake. If it's a protein shake before the workout, that would technically count as a meal. Okay, so let's look right here. We've got category 1 and category 7. Category 1 is lean proteins like fish, chicken breast, 96% lean ground beef, and things like that. You're welcome. Category 7 is shellfish. Now, this is how I'm going to tell you what this is. All fish and stuff go in lean protein. All the other critters that live in water are shellfish, whether or not they have a shell. So like squid, if you eat squid, or octopus, they don't have shells, but we're just putting them in shellfish. Okay, that's just the easiest way to do that. Now, shellfish is really just a lean protein. The reason that's it's in its own category is because some people, due to medical reasons and biblical reasons, don't want to eat shellfish. So it's just in its own category. So if you don't eat shellfish, you just don't even have to look at any combinations that got a 7 in them, a shellfish, okay? So there are five of these categories that do not even need to be combined. Now, the reason that this is important to know is because we teach you situational eating. You are not always going to be in the optimal eating situation. I go to a lot of luncheons. In fact, last week I was at a luncheon every single day. Every single day. Now I take a meal replacement because I've learned what food's good at these luncheons and what isn't, and I'll eat a meal replacement if that food's not tasty. And then I do know how to make an approved meal wherever I go. But it's called situational eating. So sometimes it's important to know what you can eat by itself. So the 5 that you can eat by themselves, and if you're writing this down, it's important. Lean protein, you can eat lean protein by itself. Fibrous carbs can be eaten by themselves. Protein plus fat can be eaten by themselves. Superfoods can be eaten by themselves, and shellfish. So we skipped 2. We skipped energy, carbs, and fruit. You should not eat them by themselves. Now, the fruit one is one of the little caveats about the difference between weight loss and maintenance, and we'll get there in just a second, okay? So those 5 you can eat by themselves if you need to. Now, most of the time, you're going to be combining some foods, but if you needed to eat something by itself or you just kind of like something by itself, then that's fine. You can do that. It would still be a perfect day. So let's talk about that 3, that energy carb, and that 5, that fruit that I skipped. We're going to focus in on that 3 first. Category 3s are energy carbs. Energy carbs, when you eat them, that's like corn, potatoes, most of your lighter colored beans, all of your peas, approved whole wheat and whole grain pasta, those types of things. All of those things, when you eat them, they elevate your blood sugar. Now, this is science, y'all. Y'all wake up. If you're sleeping over there, wake up, because this is important. When your blood sugar is elevated, your pancreas secretes insulin to deal with the blood sugar elevation. All right. So your pancreas secretes insulin. There's insulin out in your body. And now that you are learning, I eat in a way that controls insulin, with that energy carb that you ate, let's just say lima beans. Okay, you're going to eat lima beans. They'll sit about right here on your measuring tools, lima beans. Let's just say you put a chicken breast, which is a lean protein, and green beans with it. The lima beans are going to elevate your blood sugar. Your pancreas is going to secrete insulin to deal with the blood sugar. The protein in the chicken breast, which is the lean protein, and the fiber in the green beans, which are the fibrous carb, are going to neutralize the insulin release that came from eating the lima beans. Basically, you just use food as your medicine. This is awesome and amazing news, okay? And there are thousands of different foods and their combinations. I mean, there's a basic combination list, but with all the foods that are out there, you could have thousands and thousands of different combinations and varieties. But we don't really need thousands. We just need the ones that each of us like, okay? And it's real simple in the beginning. And then you can branch out. Is that anybody wowed by that information? I know that I was. I did not know anything about insulin. Okay, yeah, Cindy was there. I didn't know anything about that, and Susie too. That is absolutely amazing. So insulin is a hormone, and in Shibboleth, we're going to regulate and re-optimize our hormones. Thank you, Christy. And we're gonna do that. It's a hormone, but it's a growth hormone. After about 18, 19 years old, we're not growing any taller. So we don't need growth hormone running around rampantly in our body, especially one that's a fat storage hormone, okay? This is going to help you so much. This is going to help you. So John just said he's a type 2 diabetic. This thing is going to help you, because see, type 2 diabetes can be reversed, and this is a blessing, okay? So it's a growth hormone that's focused on fat storage. But I do want you to know that there are other growth hormones in your body, and they come out at night for cellular recovery and things like that. But they aren't focused on fat storage. They're focusing on other things, okay? This insulin, it's a booger, and we have got to be controlling that insulin and eating yummy food so that we enjoy doing it, right? Okay, let's see. Diane says, I found in the beginning that sticking with the category 1 lean proteins and category 2 fibrous carb combos worked. It was super easy. So thank you. Great advice, Diane. Thank you. So now let's talk about that fruit, okay? When you are in weight loss mode, you must combine fruit properly. And that means with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. It's both. Once you get to maintenance, you can also have a piece of fruit as a snack if you wanted it. But if you're going to eat it with a meal, you should still just combine it properly. But if you can also have it as a snack by itself in maintenance. Now think about this. Haven't we always been told, oh, fruit's so good for you. Eat more fruits and veggies, you lose weight. Okay. Well, it really depends. It just kind of depends. Okay. because they aren't explaining to you. See, there's 3 of these categories: fibers, carbs, energy carbs, and superfood, that we probably in some point in our life have lumped vegetables. We've just called them vegetables. But see, they don't all respond in the same way in our body. We just got to know which ones we like and what we need to eat with them, all right? So fruit, even though it's got phytonutrients and antioxidants in there, if we are in the nutritional situation of needing to burn stored energy off of our body, fruit must be dealt with properly, okay? It's still fructose. It's still a natural sugar. It still elevates your blood sugar. Your pancreas still secretes insulin. All of this around fruit that everybody has told us is so good for us. And like I said, it is. But if we find ourselves in a spot where we need to lose weight, then we've got to treat fruit properly. Okay. So you're going to have it with a fibers, carb, and a lean protein. So let's just say that you have some berries, and maybe you have an Oikos 000 yogurt, and maybe you do some hemp flakes and make a little parfait. All right. Maybe you make yourself a little brown bag lunch. You take a small apple, and this is just sometimes, this is something I've done, and some turkey breast. You could put it in an Olay Extreme Wellness high fiber tortilla. You could even put some spinach in there, some lettuce in there, whether it's iceberg or romaine. You could put either one. And maybe you even use a little Laughing Cow light wedge of cheese. So how I would do that is I would lay my tortilla out. I would spread my Laughing Cow cheese on there as a little bit of moisture. That would replace any mayonnaise, and it has for me, because I've just learned the simple swaps that work. I would put some green leafy in there if I wanted it. You don't even have to have it in there, but if you want it, you can. And then some turkey breast, approved lean turkey breast as your category 1. The Olay Extreme Wellness high fiber tortilla is actually a category 2 fibers carb. Your turkey breast is a lean protein. Your fibers carb is the tortilla in this case. And then you could eat that small apple with it. That is a great lunch meal that you could pack up and take with you. So you could do that. So that's how you would combine fruit to make it be an approved perfect meal. All right. Now, we're going to talk about category 4, protein plus fat. The word fat is not a bad word. Our body uses fats for certain functions, okay? And it's going to, if you don't overeat protein plus fat would just be used up as energy and dissipate as heat. It would go away. But let me give you the scenario of a classic plate of a steak and baked potato. The baked potato is an energy carb. It elevates your blood sugar. Your pancreas secretes insulin to deal with that blood sugar elevation. And now that you're learning that it is a growth hormone that is focused on fat storage, think about what it's going to do with the fat that's in the steak. It's going to go find it, and it's going to go store it. And that's why we call it the fat bus, because it goes around and picks up fat lipids and stores it. And we don't want that. So if you're going to be eating a steak, I wouldn't eat it with the potato on a perfect day. If you like steak and baked potato, we are not taking that away from you. You can have that up to 6 times a month in weight loss mode. All right. So there is nothing you can't eat on Planet Shibboleth. It just depends on what day you're eating it on. This is a management system. Okay. That's what this is, a management system. And so let's see, Diane says, my husband is a truck driver. Every day he eats approved turkey and London broil sandwiches for breakfast and lunch. And then I can't see the rest of it, Diane. And then he's lost 7 pounds in this past week, and she's lost 4. That's awesome. That is awesome. I love hearing those stories. I do. We even have a lady who had a decal made for her truck. Her name is Sherry, and she says Shibby Trucker. And she lives in her semi and does this lifestyle. So there is no excuse for people to not be able to do this lifestyle. Yes, Christy. Yes. So that's actually, Christy is asking, on a perfect day, can you do steak and broccoli? Yes. So that was what I was getting to next. If you want steak, First of all, you can eat it by itself. And the reason I want you to know that is because if you're like me and you go to a lot of luncheons for your job, then you might say, okay, none of that is approved, but I can eat that steak. And you would be making a good decision for a situation that you find yourself in order to stay perfect. But optimally, if you're going to have a protein plus fat, a steak, have it with awesome. Yes, you can do it with broccoli. You can do it with green beans. Any fibrous carb, Christy, you can do that with, and that would be perfect. You just don't want to eat it with anything that's going to store fat. So if you're taking notes, we don't eat anything that brings an insulin release with a protein plus fat. So category 3s, category 5s, and category 6s, we don't eat those with protein plus fat. Now let's talk about superfood real quick, those category 6s. A food qualifies to be a superfood because it has all 4 macronutrients in it. So you're hearing me talk about protein and carbs and fat and all of that. And then we also consider water a macronutrient. So a superfood would have all 4 of those things in there. So because it's got some carbs in it that could elevate your blood sugar, that's why we don't eat it with the fat. But eating it alone is fine because it has everything that it needs in it by itself. Okay. Do y'all see how this is the nutrition education that we just never had? So thankful to have it. Let's see. Kim, okay, Kim, I'll answer that later because I'm not sure what it means exactly. And so I want to dig into that with you. Okay. So all right, I've talked about all of that. Now, when you're looking at this combination chart right here, this is a basic combination chart, like for your first 7 to 10 days to get you the best results. But when we get to lap 6, because there are 7 laps of the fast track system that teaches you this lifestyle, when we get to lap 6, we're going to get to look at an advanced combination chart. And all it is just a few more combinations that you can do, okay? So right here, I want to read this to you, how it would be reading. You keep it simple by drinking your water every day, writing down what you're eating from these combinations. But Raymond, you want to make sure that you come back tomorrow night too, and every single night, and you work your way through fast track, because honestly, it's really just getting your water in, writing down what you eat. And like I said, the combinations, the only reason that that's even seems like the biggest one is because it's what you're going to eat, right? But we have to figure out what you like. What do you like and what categories do they go in so we can build some meals? And you're going to start building meals in lap 3 of fast track. Now in lap 1 of fast track, there's Travis's fast start meal ideas. All you've got to do is pick out a few of the meal ideas and start using them. Okay. But you keep it simple by just using the meal ideas that are prepared for you and portion controlling. It's pretty simple. It really is. But I do understand. I do understand. You know why it seems overwhelming right now? Because all of this is coming at you at one time. So I would suggest that you just kind of spend time with me each night this week if possible, and then it'll all start coming together. I promise it will. If you'll stick with it, it comes together. If you don't stick with it, it doesn't, but neither does anything else. Gotcha. Now I don't know what that is, Raymond. I don't know what that is, so we'll have to talk about that. Okay, so let's read this category thing right here. Do you see this category 1? This is a 1 LP. That just means category 1 lean protein. And this plus sign just means eaten with. A category 6 superfood, eaten with. A category 2 fibrous carb. What this might look like is chicken breast, black beans, green beans. That's what that would look like. Portion controlled underneath your hands. That's what that would look like. These numbers are not quantity. That's a category number. Okay. And then this one right here is a category 1 lean protein with some category 7 shellfish and a category 2 fibrous carb. Now this is be your protein hand, so you might do some chicken here and some shrimp here, and then maybe you have green beans or broccoli or something there, or maybe you have those things on a side on a salad. That would be that. But that's what that is. I just like for y'all to know how to read those. This says MR. MR stands for meal replacement. So meal replacements are great for weight loss. So ounces. When you are eating a lean protein, men can go up to 8 ounces. And when you're eating a protein plus fat, men could go up to 6 ounces. Ladies, you should go up to possibly 6 or 4. But I just want to explain this right now. I have never measured anything like that. I just put it under my hand. And as long as it fits underneath my hand and it's no thicker than the thickest part of my hand, then I've never measured it. I just put it under my hand and I eat it. And this thing has worked, okay? And I'm real simple because I don't like to do all that stuff. So we're gonna recap this next sheet right now, and then but remember, tomorrow night is all 1 full hour on food combining, because I would expect that you know how to get water in. You just got to start measuring it. Now, a lot of people think they get a lot of water in, but they don't. Once they start measuring it, they say, "Whoa, wait a minute! I wasn't getting in nearly as much as I thought." Water, writing down your foods, not hard. Portion controlling. It's not hard to do. Sometimes you have to make yourself do it. If you want seconds, you could have it 4 to 6 hours later at the next meal. And let me just tell you, sometimes that next meal is breakfast, and I have eaten spaghetti for breakfast before. It was just my seconds that came the next morning. And then timing is just about giving your body a break. And think about it. Eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner is reasonable. It is reasonable, but we just aren't used to it because we graze a lot. So that's the 5 things. That's all we're going to do. MCT, Tiffany, stands for medium chain triglyceride. And we're going to talk about that in just a second, okay? Because there's a lot of noise out there about medium chain triglyceride, and I want y'all to know how we use it for the purposes that we are trying to achieve. Okay, so here's the most important rules of food combining. Category 1 lean protein, category 7 shellfish, eaten with a category 2 fibrous carb, and MCT oil is your cooking oil. That is your fastest fat burning combination. If you want to eat a category 3, which is an energy carb, or category 5, which is fruit, it must be eaten with a lean protein, whether or not it's from category 1 or category 7 and a category 2. It needs to be from both. And we just don't eat category 4, protein plus fat, with energy carbs, fruit, or superfoods. All meat at a restaurant should be considered a category 4, okay? Because what happens when you go to a restaurant, if you order chicken breast, you don't know what oil they cooked it in. And if it's not one of our approved oils, then you have got to call that a protein plus fat. Basically, they took a lean protein and they cooked fat into it. So it's still approved. It's just a protein plus fat. And that right there at a restaurant would keep you from ordering energy, carbs, fruit, or superfoods with it. Mary, you don't have to eat fish. You never have to eat fish. I don't eat fish very much at all. It is a rare occasion that I eat fish. So, Mary, I eat chicken breast, turkey breast, 96% lean ground turkey, 96% lean ground chicken, 96% lean ground beef, boar's head London broil, pork tenderloin. You could do fat-free cottage cheese. You could do low-fat cottage cheese. You could do 000 Oikos yogurt. There's all kinds of things. But yeah, you don't have to eat fish, Mary. I don't eat it much. Okay, approved oils. 100% MCT oil is our number 1 recommended oil. Medium chain triglyceride. Oh, and Diane said on Facebook, Mary, that you can also do egg whites too for your lean protein. You can do whole eggs for your protein plus fat. Medium chain triglycerides. Medium chain triglycerides have almost no propensity to be stored on your body as fat. That's a hallelujah moment. Long chain triglycerides, on the other hand, have a great propensity to be stored on your body as fat. That's olive oil, canola oil, vegetable oil, all those other oils. They have a great propensity to be stored on your body as fat. I'm not ever going to use those oils again. I don't want my body storing fat. So I use medium chain triglycerides. When you're buying medium chain triglycerides, you want it to say on the back 100% medium chain triglycerides, okay? Because if it just says coconut oil, it's just coconut oil. Coconut oil is 66% MCTs, but it's not 100%. You can also use ghee butter, Ghee butter. It's butter that's been clarified. And what's left is just the natural fats. So if you need butter, maybe to make a meal with, or maybe you do like shellfish and you want to make a shrimp scampi, or you want to dip crab legs or lobster tail in that, you would use ghee butter as your butter rather than regular butter. And then you can use 0-calorie cooking spray, okay? So 0-calorie cooking spray is what I use when I am cooking a protein plus fat. It already has fat in it. I don't need to add additional fats. So I use 0-calorie cooking spray. But when I'm cooking a lean protein, I use medium chain triglycerides. Now, medium chain triglycerides do have calories. There's about 130 calories per tablespoon. 1 tablespoon is the amount that you would not want to go over when you're making a meal. And somebody asked me one night, why would I ever choose to use something that's got 130 calories in it versus something that's got 0 calories in it? And I have to tell you, it's because medium chain triglycerides have a metabolism building effect and a muscle preserving effect. We're very big on preserving our muscles while we are burning fat, because people losing weight the wrong way can be you losing their muscles, and we don't want to do that. So medium chain triglycerides will help. Now, I do have to tell you, we only use medium chain triglycerides for 3 reasons. 3 reasons only. And this may be different than what you're hearing out there in the marketplace. This may be different than what the noise is on all the different channels you can get information, okay? But you have to remember that these people may not be in the same nutritional situation that you are in. We're wanting to burn body fat, lower our body fat percentage, get off that unhealthy excess weight that is harming our health. We're only going to use MCT oil for 3 reasons: cooking, recipes. That's also cooking, but I like to separate them out, because you could just be cooking a piece of chicken in a pan, or you could be making a little casserole type thing, and making approved salad dressings from our recipe library. Those are the 3 reasons that you would use MCT oil. You never need to get it in as a supplement. Don't take it as a supplement. You never need to feel like you need to get it in. We also don't put it in our coffee. Coffee is a pre-digested drink. There is nothing to slow down fat absorption in a coffee. So we do not put it in coffee. We don't add it to shakes and things like that. It is simply, if you are cooking a lean protein, then you can use it to cook. If you need some oil in a recipe as the swap for a previous oil, from the approved recipe library, then there's what you could use it for, and you can make approved salad dressings. But we're not just going to take it for the heck of it. Raymond, I use a spray bottle to apply oil. Yeah, that's totally fine. I've got my medium chain triglyceride in my Pampered Chef mister. So yeah, you can do that. So important thing about cooking, when you're buying a medium chain triglyceride, make sure that it says on there that you can cook with it, that it's optimized for cooking. If you want to save yourself some time, energy, effort, and headache trying to find the right medium chain triglyceride, you could go to myshiboleth.com/shop, or the store button at the top of your screen when you log into your account, and you can just get it from the store. It's called Zero Drag. That's the one that we would suggest that you use. The Now brand is also a really good one, and you could go into our food library and get that on Amazon if you want to, but Zero Drag only comes from us. Tiffany, coffee is a pre-digested drink, and there is nothing to slow down fat absorption in that drink. There's nothing to slow down fat absorption in coffee, and we don't want to be storing it. We don't just take it for no reason. Yeah. So Tiffany, what I want you to remember right now is what I said in the beginning. Forget everything that you've heard or you thought you knew. Just ignore that. That will not help you in weight loss. It won't help you. And they're trying to sell you something is what they're trying to do. So let's see. So Raymond says, so if I'm combining lean protein, fibrous carb, and MCT, how does this look? So that would look like chicken breast and broccoli, and you cooked up the chicken breast and MCT oil. That would also look like, so I just made some 96% lean ground beef hamburger patties the other day with MCT oil in there. Thank you, Diane. And then I had some green beans next to it. So you could cook up a 96% lean ground beef patty in MCT oil with green beans. But MCT, you really use it for cooking purposes, you know. So I hope, did that help, Raymond? And if you eat fish, you could cook fish in it and then asparagus or something like that. Yeah, Tiffany. Yeah, I understand. I totally understand. See, this is why I preface what I say with forget everything that you thought about nutrition, that you thought you knew about nutrition. Because I hear people all the time say, oh, I'm not going to eat that. It's got some artificial sweetener in there. And I'm thinking, okay, I get you. I totally get you. I understand what you're saying. But if you have excess weight on your body, that is harming you more than just a little bit of artificial sweetener every once in a while. They've gotten into our heads, and we need to do the right thing. We've got to get excess weight off first. And, you know, if you use a little artificial sweetener, which, by the way, I rarely use artificial sweetener because there's so many natural sweeteners that don't have 0 calories in there. But I just am trying to make a point. So the excess weight is hurting us more than just a little smidge. And if somebody's using that as an excuse not to do the right thing and get excess weight, they just don't want it bad enough. They'll come up with anything to not do it. Let's see, Tiffany. Tiffany, I love you already. That's funny. Okay, so we're going to use these approved oils. And this right here is another secret. This is another secret of weight loss. Now, let's talk about Tim Tebow. Okay, he's out there hawking MCT oil, but he's not in the same nutritional situation that most of us are in. We're trying to burn off body fat. He's trying to build it. So it can be used for different purposes, but you're following what we're doing to get the results that we know have come for 20 years. Millions of pounds have been lost on planet Shibboleth. Millions. Okay. And these are the witnesses that have followed the lifestyle, that have gone before you. And if you'll just trust them and do what they're doing, it will work. Tip about MCT oil. When you are using it to cook with, low to medium heat. Otherwise, it will set off your smoke detector. Okay. We don't want you setting off your smoke detector. All right. We're starting to, there's a few little slides here that go through really quickly. We're starting to wrap up. Okay. You heard me say EFB earlier. EFB is efficient fat burning. So this is a management system we've got right here. I do this and I'm imagining a calendar. I'm imagining a monthly calendar when I do that. We are striving for perfect days, but planned or unplanned, a holiday is coming. Did y'all hear me? Planned or unplanned, a holiday is coming. A birthday is coming. An anniversary is coming. Christmas is coming. I mean, a planned or unplanned, a holiday is coming. So what we want to do is we want to string efficient fat burning days together when we can. And then we have that holiday and then we get right back to business. When we get right back to business, it takes 2 perfect days to get back into efficient fat burning. So when you start living the lifestyle and you go ahead and you journal in your calendar, your journal online, you're going to, let me move my dog. Daisy. Yes. I'm sorry about that. So when you journal for the very first day, you're going to see a green check on your chart. She's a good dog, but she must have heard something out there and wanted to go. And then you'll on your second perfect day, you're going to see another green check. Let me explain to you what's happening during those 2 perfect days. Your body is dissipating of any insulin that was in there, and it's using up its glycogen, which is sugar. It's using up that for energy, so that on that third day, when you mark that you're having a perfect day, guess what you see in your calendar? A flame. And that means you are in EFB, baby. And we want to remain in EFB as often as possible. We want to get a flame streak, okay? And then, planned or unplanned, because you're going on vacation, we're going to have holidays. And then when you get back, or when you get back from that holiday, or whatever it is that creates a holiday, you know what to do now. You now have a plan. See, I didn't have any plan before. I would go on vacation and then I would be eating when I got back like I was on vacation. But now I don't do that anymore because I put this into action every day to keep my results. So when we are in EFB, our body is going to burn stored energy, which is fat. It's going to burn that as the energy that it needs rather than easily accessible sources of energy, such as unapproved oils and starchy and sugary carbs. So I didn't talk about this on the last page, but LCTs, they long chain triglycerides, they're a longer fat lipid. They take longer to burn up, and they are dense. They're more dense. And so it just takes longer to burn those. They have a great propensity to be stored in the body as fat. So if our body is always gnawing on an unapproved oil, it's never getting to the stored energy that we're wanting to burn off. And then if we're always giving it starchy or sugary carbs, just like human beings often take the path of least resistance, our body is too. It's going to go to starch or sugar before it's going to burn off excess body fat. And so we are going to burn that off when in EFB. Let's see, Margaret, is it okay to do a written journal? Okay, so here's the deal. You can do a written journal, but if you ever want us to give you a journal review, we would need to figure out some way to look at that for you, okay? Because when you journal in the website, I would also highly encourage you, Mary, to go into your journal every day and at least determine what type of day that you're having so that you can get the little icons that show up on your calendar, your monthly calendar, okay? You're going to want that. You're going to want to be able to see that. But otherwise, if you want to do a written journal, that's fine. However you will do it, we want you to do it that way. But if you ever want a journal review, then we're going to need to see it. Now, do we prefer that you would do it in the online? We prefer that, but however you're going to do it, you do it that way, okay? Okay, we're recapping the fat bus. The fat bus is insulin. Insulin is a growth hormone. It's a fat storage growth hormone. After an insulin release, fat storage occurs for up to 48 hours, meaning you're out of efficient fat burning. Insulin also increases appetite. Have you ever eaten ice cream and then wanted chips and then wanted Oreos and then wanted a pickle and then you're wondering, why am I doing this? Insulin. It will send your appetite off the charts. We just have to be aware of that. After the fat bus has been on its rounds, it takes 2 perfect days to get back into efficient fat burning. So what are you going to eat this week? I want you to make a list of your 7 favorite lean proteins and 7 favorite fibrous carbs. Pick something from the lean protein category and pick something from the fibrous carb category. Put it together and eat it. If you happen to have some MCT oil, then you can cook it in that, or coconut oil, or ghee butter, or 0-calorie cooking spray. Okay, you can do that. Throw in a few meal replacements for simplicity. If you are used to eating Pop-Tarts or cereals, you're going to want to figure out what is the replacement for those. This is one of the things that Shibboleth did for me. It helped me figure out the replacement for some of those things. And it's brilliant that we can figure that out. I do walk you through all of these things in the fast track laps. And the fast track can be done at your own pace on your own time. Or you can come on every single night at 7:30 with me and we can walk through it, which I would suggest that you do. But I know people have different lives and sometimes can't make it. And if that is the case, everything is recorded for you and will be in the fast track laps. You're not going to miss anything if you will work through every step in every lap of fast track. Okay. And then just keep it super simple in the beginning, and then you will branch out as you live and learn the lifestyle. Okay. So Kathy, she says, I saw no fruit in these combinations for the first 10 days. Are they discouraged? You'll have better results if you don't, but it is certainly okay. And it would still be a perfect day if you did, as long as you eat fruit with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. That's the only way that you could eat it in weight loss mode. And keep in mind that you do want to look up fruit in the food library before you eat it, because a full banana is actually 2 servings of a banana. Half a banana is more like a real appropriate serving. So you just want to be aware of those things. I would not eat anything until I looked it up in the food library, because once you've taken the time to look these things up in the food library multiple times, it starts to become what you know and do, but it does take a few times looking things up. Yes, and Susie, when you get into the fast track laps, go into lap 1. The very first task in lap 1 is to register for all of those nights. And when you click that link, it will take you to the online webinars tab. You then click on Kim's events and you'll register for all of them right there. Once you've done that, you'll check off that box. Y'all, fast track is where it is. Fast track is where your welcome packet is too. Okay, because in your email, your welcome email should direct you to fast track. That's where your welcome packet is. Got to go in there and check all these things out. Last but not least, I want y'all to take advantage of our awesome resources. Shibboleth is run as a ministry. We want you to know how to heal. We want you to know how to get the results. We want you to know how to feel better. We're not trying to hide anything from you, okay? We have to charge because we have employees and we have to pay them, but we don't charge much and we give great support. So if you are a Facebook user, please get into all of the Facebook groups that are in Fast Track Lap 1, because I link them for you there. So get in there, familiarize yourself with our awesome website. Fast Track, the entire 7 laps is all about me helping you shorten your learning curve on learning our website. I do want you to schedule a getting started mentor appointment, but I kind of want you to schedule that for next week, because I want you to focus on fast track this week. And then when you have a mentor appointment next week, y'all can have a very intelligent conversation. Okay. And then if you have any questions after fast track, they can help you with those. And then focus on the fast track this week by working through each of the laps. Now, if you will work on fast track, if you will focus in on doing fast track this week, you're going to be very, very happy about learning the lifestyle. If you try to get away by skimming, if you were the student who wants to skim everything and you don't want to put any effort into anything, I want you to say to yourself, I'm important enough to not skim things right now. I'm important enough to fully and completely read a document. I am important enough to spend a few hours this week, over the course of this week, watching some videos and being live with Kim. I'm important enough. I want you to tell yourself that. Okay. The things that you're doing in life are going to be easier if you feel better. So let's figure out how to feel better. Shibboleth will help you do that. All right. So we're going to hop off of here right now, but I want you to go to Fast Track. And if you are brand new, when you go to your dashboard at the top after you've logged into the Shibboleth website, in fact, I'm going to show you. So we go into the Shibboleth website, right up here where it says dashboard. Your Fast Track pops up first if you're brand new. If you're not brand new, you've got to click right there like I did. Lap 1. You're going to read this paragraph. I would like for y'all to try to do lap 1 and 2 tomorrow night, if possible. They're not hard. They're not hard. This video is a video of me showing you how to do this. If you hover over each task, you read the black box first. The black box tells you what to do about that task. See how the black box is different for every single task. And it's important. Then once you've done these things, you check the box. It's that simple. Okay, so that's how you get to the fast track. And that's where all of your welcome documents are. That's where everything is. Everything is in fast track. It's a curriculum designed to help you learn it all. Okay. If you are a Facebook user, then I go live on the Shibboleth public page in the mornings, sometime around 7:30, 7:40-ish. And I do a little video in the morning live called the Shibby Show. It's morning motivation and daily devotion. And I really want you to join me because staying close to the community helps a lot. Well, Raymond, so you might actually pass now, and I would wait until after tomorrow night and take it again, okay? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't see that, Christy. Pickles. Okay, I'm gonna say this. If anybody needs to leave, I totally understand. Okay, but what I'm gonna do is I am gonna go show Christy pickles, freebies that are pickles. But if you've got to go, I understand, but I want to answer any questions while I'm here. Thank you for joining me on Facebook, y'all. If you are not a Shibboleth member, you're on Facebook, shibbolethdeals.com, and get your $59 lifetime membership right now. And please put in the name of the person that you heard about Shibboleth from, their actual name, not friend, relative, coworker. Type in their name. We like to thank them. All right, I'm going to share my screen and we're going to look up pickles. I'm going into this green tab. Now I want to tell you, this green tab will only open up to you after you've passed the fast track test, which is in lap 2. The reason that test is in lap 2 is because at that point, you've already watched some videos, you've already done some things, a lot of things, and you should be able to pass that. But what it does is it opens up all of your libraries for you to finish the rest of the laps. Okay, so y'all, I'm very teachery. So we're going to go here into the food library, Christy, and I'm going to type in pickles. I'm going to type in pickle. So obviously there would be no pickles that have sugar. They have sugar in them, okay? So all of these, there's Aunt Nellie's baby whole pickled beets. I'm not sure there's beets. There's Blue Diamond almond spicy dill pickle. So anything that had the word pickle in it. Bob's Pickle Pops, Clausen. There's Clausen dill pickles. Let me click on that. This is a freebie right here. So it says these are freebies, but it's always best to use hand rules, even with freebies, so you don't stretch your stomach. Now, do you see what happened when I pulled that up and read that? I got a reminder of why I am doing what I'm doing. You're welcome, Christy. Now, when y'all go in to try to look up foods, if you have not passed that test yet, you might not see everything because we don't give everything to you in the beginning because you don't need everything in the beginning. We've got to try to get us through everything. I'm going to go back to fast track real quick because I want to point something out for those of you that are hanging out with me here. There's your welcome packet. Very important. Open it up, read it, the entire thing, because everything that you listen and you watch and you read, it all builds that foundation. And I want you to know that this, whatever age you are right now, just realize how long you have not had the nutrition education that you need. You really do have to realize that what you need to know is not going to come overnight. Now, I really feel like what we covered tonight is a great start. And I think that you can start those 5 daily disciplines of the Shield tomorrow, and you can start having great results. You can lose 7 to 10 pounds in your first 7 days. Most people do, okay, if they apply it. But to continue to live this thing, you got to keep going with us, okay? And all of these little documents right here, look, fast start meal ideas. Just start reading these ideas. If you don't like the idea, scratch it off, because there are plenty of ideas on Shibboleth, and you don't have to eat anything that you don't like on Planet Shibboleth. Planet Shibboleth actually helped this picky eater right here. Okay, so just never give up. Continue to learn, continue to build your meals, to continue to do it. And I do want to tell you, it's a bit of work. I mean, it is, but it's only work because it's different than what you have been doing. And you'll get there. You'll get there. After long, it won't be work anymore. It'll just be part of what you do. Okay, so let's stick it out. Let's be consistent and persistent. Okay, June, this will help you too. This will help you. You just keep doing you just keep doing this lifestyle. Yes, intermittent fasting is definitely part of the plan. Now, what I want you to know about that is, if you already know how to intermittent fast, you can do it. You can do it from the beginning, okay? But if you don't know how to intermittent fast, just kind of don't focus on that yet. But if you already know what it is, it's good. It's real good. Are there any other questions before I hop off here? It went a little long tonight because I had more questions than normal, but I thank you all for the questions, and I don't mind going long. I just want to let y'all know that. You're welcome, Dawn. You're welcome. Y'all join me in the morning for the Shibby Show. Even on Memorial Day, I'll be there. I go live Monday through Friday. Oh, thank you, Christy. Thank you. And then y'all join me every night at 7:30. We're going to get this thing whipped, y'all. This is what we do to whip it. Whip it good. All right. Bye, everybody.